Laging naglilingkod, walang sawa, walang pagod. Radyo Bida 747, kaibigan totoo, bida ka rito.
Inihatid sa inyo ng With Love John Foundation Incorporated sa ilalim ng pamumuno ni Dr. Bernie Miguel sa pakikipagtulungan ng Department of Education, Kidapawan City Division, Provincial Government of Cotabato at ng Notre Dame Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Eskwela. Radyo Eskwela. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Ganap na alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga at alas 3 hanggang alas 4 ng hapon. Radyo Eskwela sa DXND. Radyo Bida.
May buntag sa tanan natong tigpaminaw ug ang mga nag-atang natong mga ginikanan og estudyante, mga pupils sa atong programang Radyo Eskwela. It's a happy Wednesday sa atong tanan, December 16, 2020. Ang Radyo Eskwela, giatud ka nato sa Department of Education, Kidapawan City Division sa pagpanguna ni Schools Division Superintendent Omar A. Oba, CESO 5. Inubanan ni Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Natividad Ocon, CESO 6. Kauban po ng atong CID Chief Dr. Melrose Peralta, ang atong SGOD Remigio Orias, o ang atong RBI Coordinator Ma'am Shirley Dua. Inusara ta karon no, ambot og makahabol ang duha kay today manggod mga higala scheduled sa ato ang retrieval sa ato ang week 2, 3, 4 ug 5 nga mga modules, and at the same time distribution sa ato ang quarter 1 nga summative test. So maong wa pa nakadalikyat din ang atong duha ka kauban sa ngalan ni Crisel Dayan Sampani Viñez nga na-assign dito sa Kisante ug si kaubang Gladys Mir Puntongan nga na-assign diha sa Barangay Libertad diha sa munisipyo sa Makilala. Ang atong pagtahod usab sa tanan natong mga listeners diha sa Pipalma areas pinaagi sa ato ang DXMS Radyo Bida Cotabato City 882. May pagpaminaw og hinaot nga ubanan ninyo kami sud sa usa ka oras nga atong pagpasundayag sa radio-based instruction. Karong tungura atong ihatag kaninyo ang pag-replay sa Mathematics Grade 7 Week 5 og parisan nato kini og Mathematics Grade 8 Week 5 gihapon. Mao na ang atong mga estudyante diha, no? Review na lang jud kini kay tungod nga atong gi-retrieve ang inyohang mga modules, so mas maayong paminawon pud nato no ang review sa ato ang subject ni Mathematics Week 5 gikan sa grade 7 o grade 8. So dili na kita magdugay-dugay pa. Ato nang ipadungog kaninyo ang Mathematics Grade 7 Week 5. Musunod dayon niini ang Mathematics Grade 8 Week 5.
Radyo Eskwela.
Hi! Good day, Kidapawan! Most especially to our grade 7 students. I would like to welcome you all to another stimulating and fun-filled lesson in Mathematics Grade 7. Are you in for a new adventure? Let's prepare ourselves and explore our knowledge on numbers. Let's unlock the means to understanding problems around us. Indeed, there is so much fun in numbers. Are you ready? Here you go, mathematicians. Let's satisfy our thirst for learning. I'm your radio host, Teacher Crizalde and Sampani Viñez from Kidapawan City Division. Now, you may bring out your self-learning module in Mathematics Grade 7. Turn the page to What I Know portion. Let's refresh our minds with the concepts we had learned from the previous lesson on rational numbers. I'll give you time to answer the questions. Let's start. Wow, did you remember it well? I know you do. I am so proud of you. Now, I am going to introduce you on another topic which will deepen your understanding on the concept of rational numbers. It is now proper to present to you the use of fundamental operations on rational numbers. I bet you have already mastered the rules in the previous lesson adventure. Let's begin the next phase of the journey. Let's keep it going. It's time to listen to your radio teacher for our lesson today. Are you ready, students? Be sure to prepare your pencils and scribble your notes. Listen attentively, students. I know you will understand concepts meaningfully and you will have fun answering the activities in this module. I am now turning you over to your radio teacher.
Hello, grade 7 students. Did you miss your radio adventure? I'm sure you do. Hence, we are now going to begin a new phase. Please open your SLMs on what is it, and I will present to you the various types of fractions that you will encounter and how you will be able to recognize it. In this manner, it would not be tasking to determine how the operation of rational numbers can help us in answering the module. Let's get ready. Listen well so that you will not be lost in the process. To commence with this topic, let's get to know similar fractions. These are fractions that have the same denominators. For example, 1/6, 5/6, and 11/6 have the same denominator of 6. Thus, they are referred to as similar fractions. It is very easy to find these examples. Put this to mind that we can add and subtract fractions directly only when they have the same or like denominators. Thus, if A, B, and C denote integers and B is not equal to 0, then we have A over B plus C over B is equal to A plus C all over B. Further, A over B minus C over B is equal to A minus C all over B. To highlight an example, 1 over 5 plus 2 over 5 is equal to 1 plus 2 all over 5 is equal to 3 over 5. Easy peasy, right? On the other hand, if we have 6 over 7 minus 2 over 7 is equal to 6 minus 2 over 7, which gives us 4 over 7. Now let's proceed to dissimilar fractions, which means that the denominators are not the same or unlike. An example would be 1/2, 5/3, and 11/6. Please be reminded that these types of fractions cannot be added or subtracted directly. How do we do it then? Thus, we need to follow some steps. First, convert dissimilar fractions to similar fractions. How? First, with different denominators, A over B and C over D, where B is not equal to 0 and D is not equal to 0. You have to change the fractions to make them similar. Which denominator is the least common multiple of B and D? Second, add or subtract the numerators of the resulting fractions. Third, write the result as a fraction, whose numerator is the sum or difference of the numerators, and which denominators is the least common multiple of B and D. Let's put this in concrete example. 2/5 plus 1/4 is equal to blank. The least common multiple of 5 and 4 is 20. Hence, the LCD is 20. Thus, 20 divided by 5 is 4, multiplied to the numerator 2. Thus, 8 over 20. Then, 20 divided by 4 is 5 times 1 is 5. The new fraction now is 8 over 20 plus 5 over 20 is equal to 8 plus 5, resulting to 13 over 20. In the same manner as 2/3 minus 1/2, the least common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6. The LCD becomes 6. The new fractions become 4/6 minus 3 over 6 is equal to 4 minus 3 all over 6. Hence, 1/6. It was very easy to comprehend, right? Now, follow us through with mixed numbers, which means that these are quantities that have one whole part and a fraction part. For example, 3 and 1/4 and 7 and 2/3. How do we add and subtract then? The steps include: first, find the LCD of the fractions in the mixed numbers to make them similar fractions. Next, add or subtract the whole numbers and the similar fractions. Third, simplify if the resulting fractions is an improper fraction. This example showcases how it is done. Say, 2 and 3/4 plus 1 and 2/3 will give us what answer? Separate the whole numbers and add them separately. Thus, we come up with 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. The fraction, on the other hand, is treated like that of dissimilar fractions, where we have to change it to similar through the LCM of 4 and 3. That is 12. We have the LCD of 12. The new fractions become 9 over 12 plus 8 over 12. If added, becomes 17 over 12. You need to convert the improper fraction 17 over 12, which results to 1 and 5 over 12. Moreover, 3 plus 1 and 5 over 12 is equal to 4 and 5 over 12. Let's proceed with 1 and 1/3 subtracted from 7 and 1/2. We begin with separating the whole number 7 minus 1. Then, the fractions 1/2 and 1/3 are subtracted. You need to find the LCM first of 2 and 3, and that is 6. The LCD now becomes 6. Hence, 3 minus 2 all over 6 turns out to 1 over 6. The final answer then is 6 and 1 over 6. Did you follow the process? It was quite easy, right? I hope you did, because we are now going to proceed to what's more of your SLM. Find the answers of the following fractions. You must do it. I know you can. Also, fill in the answers in what I have learned and continue solving to what I can do. Let's make this happen, students. I am now going to proceed to Lesson 2 on addition and subtraction of decimals. Congratulations for finishing the first lesson on adding and subtracting fractions. To warm you up, you may now solve the given fractions in the What's In portion of the module. Start now! Great job! How did you find it? Yes, it is always good to practice solving to remember how it is being done. Let's get to know how to add and subtract decimals. Remember this one important rule in adding and subtracting decimals. It's just like what we are doing when we add and subtract whole numbers. The only difference is that there are decimals to be considered. What do? we need to align decimals in columns. Then, do not forget to place the decimal point beneath after you add or subtract it. In the example, add 0 and 5 thousandths and 9 and 684 thousandths. You just need to arrange it vertically through alignment of decimals. Then, proceed to addition. The answer is 9 and 869 thousandths or 9.869. The same goes with subtraction of decimals. Like in the example, subtract 10 and 634 thousandths from 37 and 428 thousandths. Align the decimals, then proceed to subtraction. Do not forget to place the decimal. Well done! It's time for application of knowledge. What's more and what I have learned portion of the SLM awaits your solving skills. You are now going to utilize your skills in finding the answers. Hence, make sure to apply the rules. Continue to solve word problems in what I can do. You can do it well for sure because you listened well with the discussion, right? Oh yes, I know, right? I am giving you lesson 3 of this SLM. In this lesson, you will be able to learn how to multiply and divide rational numbers. Have you mastered your multiplication table values? It is necessary that you do, so that we will make this very easy to accomplish. Try memorizing and understand one column of the table per day. Make it a habit. You will use it definitely. Trust me on that. Now turn your SLM to what is it portion. Did you find it? Now, let's talk about how to multiply fractions. Again, your skill in being able to memorize the product of numbers will ease your worries away. What is the rule then? To find the product of fraction, we simply multiply the numerators and denominators. Then, write your answers in the simplest form. Thus, if you have A over B multiplied to C over D is equal to the product of AC over the product of B and D. Say, if we have a problem like this, it takes Ida 3/4 of an hour to complete the piece of cross stitch. How many hours will it take her to complete the dozen pieces? The mathematical sentence becomes 3/4 times 12 is equal to 3/4 times 12 over 1. Since any whole number has an automatic denominator of 1 to make it a fraction. To solve, 3 times 12 is 36. Over 4 times 1 is 4. Or to simplify the answer, we have the value of 9. Thus, Ida can complete a dozen pieces in 9 hours. Let's proceed with another example. Find the product of 3/5 and 2/3. Multiplying the numerators and denominators gives us 6 over 15. To simplify, divide both numbers by 3, which is the greatest common factors or GCF of the numbers, and which will give us 2/5. How are you now? Still excited to learn? Of course. We always must be thrilled to learn more. That is the essence of life, learning. Hence, let us resume our discussion to division of fractions. How is it done? Do you still remember? Well, I will refresh your mind on this. The steps include, first, to divide fractions, multiply the dividend by the multiplicative inverse, also called as the reciprocal of the divisor. Second, if the given is a mixed fraction, change to improper fraction and follow the first rule. Thus, if A over B is divided to C over D is equal to A over B times D over C is equal to the product of AD all over BC. Let's check this example. A 20-liter tank is to be filled with water repeatedly, pouring from a can which holds 2½ liters. How many water pouring from a can are needed to fill the tank? Hence, this calls for a division sentence. 20 divided by 2½ is equal to 20 divided by the improper fraction 5/2, since we changed the mixed number 2½ to 5/2. Then, multiply the dividend to the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the divisor, which is 2/5. After, multiply the fractions. Hence, the numerator's 20 times 2, then 1 times 5, which gives you the product 40/5, or simplified to the value of 8. It means that it requires 8 pourings of water to fill the 20-liter tank. Alright, you were amazing. Thank you for following with the discussion. Let's discuss the second example. Find the quotient of 6 2/3 and 1 1/2. We begin by changing the mixed fractions to improper fraction. Thus, 6 2/3 become 20/3, while 1 1/2 becomes 3/2. Proceed with multiplication, but do not forget to get the reciprocal of the second fraction. Thus, 20/3 times 2/3 gives the product of 40/9. Simplify it then to 4 4/9, changing it to a mixed number. Happy because of your persistence to learn. Keep it up! It's time to practice your knowledge on this topic. That is why you need to answer the what's more and what I have learned portion in your SLM. Then proceed to the word problem, which is an application of skills in mathematics. You cannot do away with this because we want you to become effective problem solvers. You need this skill to become resilient with life's challenges. You need it, I tell you. On this note, answer what I can do portion of the SLM. Aja, you can do it. Did you answer it appropriately? I know you did. Let's complete your adventure with the last lesson in this module. Let's discuss multiplication and division of decimals. Let me stress this once again, that you need to make sure you memorize the multiplication of values. You have to memorize it. Do it while you are still very young. It will never be forgotten. Try harder by having daily drills. You will accomplish it for sure. Trust yourself. The way we multiply and divide whole numbers are almost the same with decimals, except for the decimal point, which we need to properly place. Thus, be always cautious of your answers. I'm going to take you directly to an example. Multiply 321 and 4/10 by 31 hundredths. How do we begin? Arrange it vertically and then proceed to multiplication. The way you multiply whole numbers is just as the same with decimals. So, multiply. Then as to decimals, start from the rightmost end of the product. Move the decimal to your left with the same number of places as the sum of the decimal places in the multiplicand and the multiplier. There are 3 decimal places. Hence, your product should be 99 and 634 thousandths or 99.634. Did you follow? All right. Great job. Let us now proceed with the second example. Multiply 12 and 123 thousandths by 3 and 5 hundredths. What's next, students? Align vertically. Yes, correct. Then proceed to multiplication. Follow the same steps. The answer will give you 36 and 97 thousandths, 515 hundred thousandths, or 36.97515. Take note that there are 5 decimal places. You are doing great. Keep it up. It is now time to divide decimals. How must we do it? Just like division of whole numbers, we follow the same manner of getting the quotient. But this time, we need to be reminded of the decimals. Say, 12 and 159 thousandths is divided by 3. What steps are taken to get the answer? Remember this, if the divisor is a whole number, divide the dividend by the divisor, applying the rules of whole numbers. The position of the decimal point is the same as that of the dividend. See your SLM. The quotient gives you 4 and 53 thousandths. Now what if the divisor is not a whole number? Like the example in number 2. If this is the case, make the divisor a whole number by moving the decimal point in the divisor to the rightmost end, making the numbers seem like a whole number. Hence, with 1 and 5/10 as the divisor, move the decimal point to the right to give you the whole number 15, while the dividend of 365 and 55 hundredths must also move one place to the right. Thus, 365 and 55 hundredths becomes 3,655 and 5/10. You can now divide 3,655 and 5/10 by 15, which gives you the quotient of 243 and 7/10 or 243.7. Wow, you are a pro. Did it make you want to solve for more? I bet you do. Very good. The what's more and what I have learned portion of the SLM pertaining to this topic expects you. Then, your favorite activity on solving word problems in What I Can Do are all waiting for your skills to unfold greatly. Make yourself productive by solving all these questions. It will also include the assessment portion, while additional activities are provided to seal the complete package of your Module 6 in Mathematics Grade 7. I am so happy because we have unlocked another math adventure in Grade 7. May you take all the skills and learning that you have gained in this module to the next phase of the journey. I am very proud of your achievements today. Now, I am turning you over to your radio host.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
Congratulations, grade 7 students, on your successful math adventure. You made all the challenges with flying colors. I am happy to see progress wonderfully in this journey. Credits to your persistence and dedication in learning. You make me so proud of every radio adventure you accomplish. Keep it up, students. Remember to review your modules even when you're done. It will help enhance and deepen your understanding. You made it excellently. Again and again, congratulations for making it this far. God bless, good luck everyone, and keep safe. I am your radio host, Teacher Crizaldean Sampani Binyes from Kidapawan City Division. Goodbye!
No, I've still got a lot of fire left in me.
Radyo Eskwela.
Inihahatid sa inyo ng With Love John Foundation Incorporated sa ilalim ng pamumuno ni Dr. Bernie Miguel sa pakikipagtulungan ng Department of Education, Kidapawan City Division, Provincial Government of Cotabato at ng Notre Dame Broadcasting Corporation. Ang Radyo Eskwela. Sa kinakaharap na krisis ng ating bansa, ang pag-aaral at pagtututo ay hindi dapat mahinto. Edukasyon, ating isulong. Ito ang DepEd Radyo Eskwela. Radyo Eskwela, Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Ganap na alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga at alas 3 hanggang alas 4 ng hapon. Radyo Eskwela sa DXND, Radyo Bida.
Radyo Eskwela.
Hello, high schoolers! Greetings of goodwill, especially to our grade 8 learners. Today is another special episode of our School on the Air in Mathematics. We are very glad that we can reach your homes through radio. This is your host for today, Clarice Angela M. Hasanyon from Kidapawan City Division. As we start our lesson for today, please prepare with you your pens, blank papers, and your self-learning modules 7, 8, and 9. Be sure also to listen to our radio class with a full stomach. At this point, I want you to have your self-learning modules. Today's objectives are: illustrate the rectangular coordinate system and its uses, illustrate linear equations in two variables, and illustrate and find the slope of a line given 2 points, equations, and graphs. Are you now ready? If you are ready, here is Teacher Highland Saragosa from Kidapawan City National High School.
Good morning, everyone. Today is another fantastic day for us to learn mathematics. Last time, you have learned how to solve problems involving rational algebraic expressions. I heard you had a very good time listening to our lesson on air. Today, let us have a new chapter for our first quarter lessons. I want you to have your self-learning modules 7, 8, and 9. These modules comprise the 5th week of the first quarter. Are you ready? This time, please open Module 7 on What's New portion. Let me read to you the situation. On the first day of school, Teacher Leia prepared a seating arrangement for her class with 22 students. She created 5 columns with 5 armchairs in each row. Lauren, seated on the 3rd row at the 2nd armchair, and Adrian, seated on the 2nd row at the 3rd armchair. Using the illustration on your module, can you identify the places where Lauren and Adrian seated? Keep it up! You are now ready to discover more about the rectangular coordinate system. What is the rectangular coordinate system? Open your module 7 on What is it portion. The rectangular coordinate system refers to a system that is used in graphing number pairs. It is composed of 2 intersecting number lines that are perpendicular to each other at the point 0, 0. It was discovered by a French mathematician and philosopher, René Descartes. The rectangular coordinate plane has many parts. The 2 perpendicular number lines are called the axis. The horizontal number line is the x-axis, and the vertical number line is the y-axis. These number lines intersect at the origin. When these two number lines intersect, they form four regions called the quadrants. The upper right region is quadrant 1, where all x and y values are positive. The upper left region is quadrant 2, where the x values are negative and the y values are positive. The lower left region is quadrant 3, where all x and y values are negative. The lower right region is quadrant 4, where the x values are positive and the y values are negative. The pair x and y is called an ordered pair because you have to write first x, then y, not otherwise. The pair represents the coordinates of the point on the Cartesian plane. The x-coordinate is called the abscissa, and the y-coordinate is called the ordinate. The abscissa refers to the distance from the origin that is measured along the x-axis. The ordinate refers to the distance from the origin that is measured along the y-axis. Consider point A with coordinates 5, 9. The abscissa is 5 and the ordinate is 9. We represent a point on the Cartesian plane by plotting. How do we plot a point on the Cartesian plane? Start first with the origin. It will serve as your reference point. From there, count the units that you are going to move using the abscissa of the ordered pair. If the abscissa is positive, you move to the right. If negative, to the left. From there, using the ordinate, you move upward if positive or downward if negative. Any questions so far? Let us check your understanding. Fill in the blank with the correct word or phrase to complete each sentence. You have 5 seconds to answer. Number 1. The coordinates at the origin is the ordered pair blank. Correct. 0, 0. Number 2. The vertical axis of the Cartesian plane is called the blank. Yes, the y-axis. Number 3. In the ordered pair 0, negative 8, negative 8 is called the blank. Right, the ordinate. Number 4. In plotting a point, always start at the blank. Correct. Origin. Wow, that was amazing. One more question as we proceed with our second objective. Where can we use the rectangular coordinate system? Yes, the rectangular coordinate system is intensively used to find locations. Ships and airplanes use it for navigation. If we are new in a place, we can easily find our way through GPS or the global positioning system using our phones. Delivery guys easily find our addresses because of the addresses that we gave to them that unknowingly use the coordinate system. You are now ready for objective number 2. Let's have this situation as we go on with our lesson. Andy went to the public market to buy some fruits. She purchased mangoes with a total of 150 pesos from the fruit vendor, but she needed to return the mangoes and get banana and guavas instead. The fruit vendor said, "I will not refund you, but you can get fruits equivalent to 150 pesos as an exchange. The price of each guava is 12 pesos, and the price of each banana is 5 pesos. How many pieces of banana and guava should she take to cover exactly the 150 pesos worth of mangoes? What mathematical equation represents the problem? Can you think of at least 2 possible combinations that will satisfy the equation in the previous question? Wow, that is great! The situation can be represented by an equation we call linear equation in 2 variables. Since we don't know yet how many guavas and bananas can be purchased to cover the 150 pesos, we represent them with variables like x for the guava and y for the banana. We have 2 variables. Open your Module 8 on What Is It portion. A linear equation in 2 variables is an equation in the form ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c represent real numbers, but a and b cannot both be 0. The 2 variables are represented by x and y. Notice also that the exponents of x and y are both 1. That is why the equation is linear. Look at the graph of the linear equation 2x plus 4y equals 18. What can you say about the graph? Yes, it is a straight line. Linear equations have straight lines for graphs. Now, you have been asked a while ago about the possible number of guavas and bananas that will cover exactly the 150 pesos. This pair of numbers satisfies the equation that represents the situation. This pair of numbers is called solution. An ordered pair that will satisfy a given equation is called a solution to the equation. That's it! Can you identify if the following is a linear equation or not? Open your Module 8 on the What I Have Learned portion. In letter A, write LE if the equation is linear and NLE if it is not. Are you ready? You have a minute to answer. Go! Time is up. Let us answer the questions. Number 1, LE. Number 2, LE. Number 3, NLE. Number 4, NLE. And number 5, LE. That's an amazing score you have there. Now, the next set of questions tells us to write S if the given ordered pair is a solution and NS if otherwise. Are you ready? You have 2 minutes. Go! Let's check. Number 1, S. Number 2, S. Number 3, S. Number 4, NS. And number 5, S. Nice work! You are now very ready for the next objective. Prepare your module number 9 and open it on the What's New portion. We have a situation there that states, due to COVID-19 pandemic, families are mandated to stay at home. To buy his family's essential needs, Lawrence uses his bike as he goes up 2 different hills to reach the nearest convenience store. Look at the picture provided on your module. Which hill will be harder for Lawrence to pedal up? Yes, it is hill number 2. Which hill will Lawrence gain more speed if he is going down 2 hills? Yes, hill number 4. The hills that Lawrence must tread to reach the store represent slope. As you see, the steeper the hill, the more different it is to climb up, but very easy to climb down. These hills can be represented in the Cartesian plane as lines. Therefore, slope is the steepness of a line. Lines can go to any direction in the Cartesian plane. These directions are called trends. Trends can be increasing, decreasing, vertical, or horizontal. If the line is increasing from left to right, we have a positive slope. Decreasing lines means negative slope. A horizontal line has a 0 slope, while vertical lines indicate an undefined slope. Slopes can be computed using different methods. If the graph is given, a slope can be computed by using the formula rise over run. To compute the slope, first determine 2 points that are on the line. From the first point, count the vertical distance to the second point. That is the rise. From the first point, count the horizontal distance to the second point. That is the run. Remember, if you count downward, the rise is negative. If upward, positive. For the run, positive if you count to the right, negative to the left. Finally, divide the value of the rise by the value of the run. Detailed examples are given to you on your modules on the What Is It portion. Did you find it? Great! Now, let us continue. The slope can also be computed using the coordinates of 2 points. The formula is given by m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, where m is the slope, x sub 1 and y sub 1 represents the first point, and x sub 2, y sub 2 represents the second point. Consider the points 3, 5, and 2, 7. Your x sub 1, y sub 1 is 3, 5, and x sub 2, y sub 2 is 2, 7. Substitute these values to the formula and it will become 7 minus 5 all over 2 minus 3 equals 2 over negative 1 or negative 2. Your slope. Examples were also provided for you in your modules. Great! Let's continue. Slopes can also be determined using the linear equation. If the linear equation is in the form ax plus by equals c, or the standard form, the slope is equal to negative a over b. If the slope is in the form y equals mx plus b, just identify the value of m Consider the equation 2x plus 3y equals 6. This equation is in the standard form. Consider the equation 2x plus 3y equals 6. This equation is in the standard form where a equals 2 and b equals 3. Since m equals negative a over b, then your slope is negative 2/3. Consider the equation y equals 2/5 x plus 9. This equation is in the slope-intercept form or y equals mx plus b. Since the value of your m is 2/5, then your slope is 2/5. If you are waiting for detailed examples, they were already provided in the modules. Now, let us check your understanding. Open your Module 9 on the What I Have Learned portion. Are you ready? I want you to do Activity 4, A and B. Go! Let's check. Letter A. Number 1, 6. Number 2, negative 6. Number 3, 1/5. Number 4, 2/3. Number 5, negative 1/5. Let's check letter B. Number 1, 2. Number 2, negative 3. Number 3, 2/3. Number 4, 7/3. And number 5, 0. What an amazing student you are! You did great! Congratulations! There we go! We finished our lesson remarkably. In your homes, I want you to do the remaining activities that involve the application of the skills you have acquired today. This is Teacher Highland A. Zaragoza from Kidapawan City National High School. See you again soon for another interesting lesson. Goodbye, guys!
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say.
Another brain-satisfying lesson has been brought to us by our radio teacher today. For us to hone more of our skills, do not forget to answer the assessment part of your self-learning modules 7, 8, and 9. If you have questions regarding misprints, grammar, or incorrect concepts in your SLM, do not hesitate to call or message your subject teachers. They are more than willing to assist you. This radio lesson is recorded, so you can play it anytime on Facebook by finding the DXND Radyo Bida page. Be sure to tune in again to our School on the Air. Until next time, this is Clarice Angela M. Hasanyon, leaving you a quote from Paul Halmos. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Let us take all our dreams to the sky. Goodbye, everyone.
No, I've still got a lot of fire left in me.
Radyo ESKWELA.
The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics.
mathematics.
Murago ka na,
Ayan.
kung gusto ka mag-basketball, dili ka magtanaw lang, no?
Correct.
Mag-basketball ka para
And if
makaibaw
you
ka.
want to enjoy,
Oo.
join.
Join.
Diba? Kasi para maka-learn ka, mo appeal yung ka.
Sige naman kung tagin na, I hate mathematics, I hate nila. Wala man kay ginabuhat na, kuhan.
nagsuway.
You indulge yourself.
Pero I hate mathematics.
No? Pero nakalingkawas na bitaw ta, no? Ay, thank you, Lord.
Just ko. Pero anyway, congratulations to our learners no, do mathematics para maka-learn o ma-love ginato ang mathematics. Sama sa giingon ni Ma'am Ronela, i-practice lang na. Di ba?
Correct.
Ma'am Ronela Molina. Hi, ma'am.
Hello ma'am. And para basig nakuratan ang atong tigpaminaw, nakahabol in tawon si
Oo,
Kaubang Crizel
oo
kay
naman.
na-assign man guni siya sa Kisante sa among distribution
Yes
karong
po.
buntaga.
Ayan. Good morning. Welcome po sa ating Radyo Eskwela, radio-based instruction. Actually, ako yung giapas mga siguro, di naman po kay pas akong padagan, pero kana lang yun is time management. And salamat sa mga ginikanan nga nagsayo. No, even nga ato silang gi-inform kagabi pa lang na strictly
Correct.
7. Pero naagid siguro yung mga busy nga mga ginikanan nga maglisod gid og gawas ka Marlon. Pero anyway, salamat kay nahurot ra pod atong module pero ang gibalik haska pong
Bulto-bulto
pod naglisod ta. Pero anyway, in the name of love para sa atong mga
In
learners.
the service. No?
Yes, and congratulations to our parents, to our learners for today. And I would like also to congratulate ang tanang mga teachers nga naa sa ilang mga nagkadaiyang area karong
Sa
adlaw kaubang Marlon.
distribution and retrieval centers.
Correct. Nagkaguliyang intahon ang mga maestra tungod kay ubay-ubay gyud, bulto-bulto ang mga
Kasi
gibitbit.
kang naka-assign dito sa Kabakan.
Bitaw,
Diba?
no? Oo.
Curious lang ko kasi
Correct.
na-assign dito.
Unya nindot gug na isakyanan kay nabas maglisod ka ba magsangkiig ka intawon Dios ko kaluoy.
May na lang na.
May na lang na ang uban pero ang uban in taon mag-commute po nagsangkiig gyud in taon ang mga maestra no nga para madala mabitbit gyud ang module and then i-drop na pod karong hapon para ma-check no.
Yes.
No, so good luck sa atong Christmas break. Sabi nung isang parent kanina, wala gyud sila Christmas break, ma'am.
Tinuod.
Ana pod ko nga bitaw kitang tanan.
Kaya mag-check ra
Kay
ba
mag-check po ang mga teachers pero kudos sa ato mga teachers nga gihatod sa balay ayan. Door-to-door good nga delivery sama sa amoa dito sa area. And also si Ma'am Gladys Puntongan kung nangutana asa sa
Naa sa
iyang area sa Libertad na siya mga parents dito nga gi door-to-door gyud kay siguro wala
inform.
wala na nag-gets ang message. I mean, wala na receive ang message nga dunay distribution. So iya intong gidulong sa matag balay kaubang Marlon.
O aduna po kay usa ka tawo nga pasalamatan.
Ay,
Karon
oo.
ang ato ang angel nimo karong nga.
Oo, I would
buntaga.
like also to shout out and say thank you to ano gani pangalan ni Papang Man? Nakalimot ko nakalimot ko sa papa ni TJ, pero salamat kayo Sir Nunez no dira sa Malasila kay nahulog do akong wallet. Nahulog siya and wala ko kabantay because I'm so preoccupied. Daghan ko gi huna-huna wa ko balong nga nahulog akong wallet pero thanks to Sir Nunez dira sa may Malasila kay gihatod daw niya sa balay ang ako ang wallet.
May gani wala na tay chance nga manawagan atong
Mana-
wallet
oo.
kay nabalik na. So
Oo, dito tanan ang
alhamdulillah.
lahat po ng aking kaluluwa at aking buhay nandun
Alright.
po. Pero anyway, salamat sa Ginoo for the sustaining grace, sa protection, murag paspas akong padagan pero thank God for the protection sa ato ang tanan. Wala may mga
correct.
kakulian kaubang Marlo atay nadungog sa mga teachers nga dunay mga nangaunsa. Salamat sa Ginoo sa pagprotection gyud. Ayan.
Okay,
And
anyway.
bisan pa man sa nilino ganiya.
Oh,
Hagoy.
7:22 I was driving tapos monitor sa radyo nya
Oh,
kalita
really?
ingon ang anchor nga oy I think it's earthquake. So moto.
Actually dito mo ko niliko na ato ko sa likod ba kay mga piunta ko. Nag-check ko dito sa likod ang mga hinalay
Kusog-kusog mo to because
naman.
it's sa Kidapawan City intensity 3.
Oo. Pero mas kusog dito dapat sa amo sa may Kisante area kay doon sa Sarangani dapit
Oo, gani, no.
6.1 pero dalaygon ang Diyos for the protection.
So man naga 1 year ang linog.
Happy anniversary. So
sige,
sweet naman. Anyway, salamat kayo sa padayon nga pagpaminaw, sa pagmonitor, ingon man sa ato mga ginikanan nga very patient, mga learners nga very patient, nga nagaatiman sa ilang module kagabi, nagatan ako sa ilang module, sa ilang summative. Grabe, gyud kalisod ka ubang Marlon na maglisod gyud ang bata.
Wala la ba na answer key?
Correct, no?
maningkamot na gyud.
Ayan, so laban lang yun mga estudyante, no? And then we'll see you again next year, no? Para sa ato ang retrieval for summative and distribution. Anyway, wala pa tayo certain na schedule.
Basta kay next year, no?
Yes po, keep in touch.
And of course, dili pa man ni pamaalam, but of course ang Radyo Eskwela mo pahuway usab since Christmas break pod, mo break pod ang Radyo Eskwela.
Yay!
Hangtod Biyernes na lang ang airing sa Radyo Eskwela og mobaliktad January 4 puhon sa 2021.
And ang inyong week 6, 7, and 8, relaxa na no. Kay next year pa man nato na siguro nga maatiman. So congratulations, Merry Christmas ang atong mga nagkadaiyang pamilya dinhi sa North Cotabato ug sa maabot sa atong pagsibiya kaubang Marlon.
So unyang hapon atangan nilang araling palipunan, atangin ninyo si Crizelda yan sa Pani Vinyas.
Kaya mag-iisa ako
O
mamaya.
biyaan ako siya ang inyong makauban 3 to 4 this afternoon.
Kasi po busy talaga yung broadcast team right now kasi may mga inaasikaso pero kudos pa rin sa mga ginaatiman nga mga buluhaton sa Kidapawan City Division personnel. Grabe ka workaholic. Ayan. So daghan kay salamat sa paday nga pag-monitor, of course, ang radio-based instruction ang atong Radyo Eskwela hatod kanato usab sa Department of Education headed by SDS Omar A. Obas, inubanan usab sa suporta sa atong ASDS Ma'am Natividad G. Ocon, our RBI coordinator Ma'am Shirley Dua, of course, our Chief CID Dr. Melrose Peralta, our SAOD Chief Sir Remigio Orias. Ugmang adlaw mag-uban usab kita unyang hapon. Daghan kayong salamat sa ngalan sa atong kauban nga si Gladys Mir Pontongan. Of course, maayong buntag sa mga nakamonitor sa atong Facebook Live. Kini si Crizelda yan Sampani Binyes. Dagang salamat ug maayong buntag.
Dagang salamat Notre Dame Broadcasting Corporation, ang duha ka mga dagkong istasyon sa Soxargen, ang DXMS Radyo Bida Cotabato City 882 ug ang DXND Radyo Bida 747 dinhi sa Kidapawan City. Sa ngalan na lamang sa With Love John Foundation Incorporated headed by Dr. Bernie Miguel ug ang Department of Education Kidapawan City Division, mao kana ang paghatod kaninyo sa Radyo Eskwela karong buntaga. Ako si Marlon Bulasa nga nagaingon, taliwala nining pandemya kitang tanan, we should be a fighter, not a quitter.